Hey, I'm Caleb with Allied Siding and Roofing. Today we're going to look at a couple different things. I'm going to show you how to do some house wrap on your wall. We're down to the bare bones, so I want to show you once you pull everything off, what it's going to look like to put everything back on. So we'll start with the house wrap, and then I'll show you how to install the roof flashing so that your water always comes away from your wall. This is a decorative piece of flashing. I'm going to show you how to install this. This is not your primary flashing, this is a secondary flashing. So you have your step flashing, that's your most critical point, which is going to flash water. This is more decorative. It's still going to provide some flashing qualities, but it's not going to be your end-all be-all. So it's an L flash, a little more than 90 degrees as I showed you in my other video. And then you can see I have a hem here, so I bent the aluminum on itself, and I have a hem here. This is not necessarily required, but it does help make it a little stronger and keeps the aluminum from waving up. I'll show you an example of what a wave would look like. So if I were to push, say, really hard on this in different areas and you have an uneven line because of the shingles, if I push really, really hard, there's a good chance you're going to get some bubbles in this aluminum, and when you're looking from the ground, you're going to see these big bubbles and waves in the aluminum, and it just looks really ugly. Sometimes with old roofs, it's hard to completely remove all the waves and bubbles because the old roofs have sags, they're wavy. But we do our absolute best to try and minimize that as much as possible. Typically, you're not going to see this area with your eye, but I usually try and run my flashing down into this kick flash. Like I said, you're going to have a gutter. This is going to kick the water away from the wall, so your wall's not get damaged over here, and it's going to kick the water into the gutter. So I'll usually just cut this on an angle similar. I'm just going to eyeball this, not get crazy about that. As I said, you're going to have a gutter up there. You're not really going to see it, but for my sake, I like to make it look nice. It makes me happy with that. So that's really close, and I'm just going to cut off some of the excess as this is just a mock-up. So I lift my paper up. I'm probably going to do this. One thing that's really important is that we have our proper clearances off of the roof. You know, when you get to different climates, it's a different thing. I think deeper south, you can have about an inch off the roof, but when you're in the north, you're going to have snow, ice buildup, and so you don't want your snow and your ice weeping up into the bottom of the hardy board. So we're going to keep a 2-inch clearance off the aluminum, and then with that being said, when I tack in my aluminum, I don't want my staples or my nails to be anywhere within 2 inches of that line. Otherwise, you're going to see those after everything's done. You don't want to see those nails; those are ugly. Also, I want my house wrap to overlap this, so that's why I brought my aluminum up about 5 or 6 inches off the roof. That's not required. You could go closer to 4 inches, but you just have a little bit less room to play with when you're running your tape and your paper. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So I'm going to put my staples on. Just a couple. And then this paper job is not the best in this scenario, but I'm just going to cut this up. Once again, once I have my paper and my tape all in there, you're going to want at least 2 inches of clearance. And 2 inches is the absolute least amount that you want. Really, you want 2.5 to 3 inches, because when you're looking from a downward angle, sometimes you can see slightly behind that siding. Or looking, I should say, a downward angle looking up. So now we have our 2-inch clearance, and that's all good to go. Now we're going to start working on our soffit and our fascias. So I'll cut those up, and then I'll go right back to bending and installing for you. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Caleb with Allied Siding and Roofing once again. I hope you liked it. If you did, subscribe or hit the link below on the bell notification. Thanks for watching.